Hello everyone, I'm Anupama Ghosh, Senior Research Associate CPPR, and with me is Dr. Dhanuraj, Chairman CPPR, and welcome to the next episode of Decoding the Polls, CPPR's election analysis. So we are already through the 4 phases of elections have been done, and still we have 3 more phases to go. And a lot of candidates have been there, some controversies have been there. The election commission has come under fire for being not taking appropriate action all the time. So what do you think has been the trend so far in the elections, and how do you see it proceed for the next 3 phases of elections as we go into May?
We completed 4 phases, and in fact we are in the middle of 2019 general elections. I think there are a few trends we could see. One, when the election was started, uh, I think the kind of euphoria that was there, it was little mellowed down by second or third phase. But now I'm sure next 3 phases will be important, probably for the reason that these were the phases in 2014. BJP had won more than 110 seats. That means almost like half of the seats that they won last time were coming from the phases that are going to poll next few weeks. Election Commission was very silent in the first 2 phases, then started banning people, banning some of the politicians, including Chief Minister, then some of the candidates, and then we have issues with they had issues with some of the sitting ministers of Union Cabinet, and of course the controversy also erupted with that. They didn't take any action against Prime Minister and BJP President, whereas they took actions against many of the Congress leaders and opposition leaders. The jury is out. I think probably the election scenario is expecting fair and transparent dealing from the election commission. But the message has been, since the election commission started taking actions on those remarks from the politicians, senior politicians, I think BJP leadership also realized that it is not fair to go aggressively at this point in time. I don't think they unwarrantedly invite any action from election commission. At the same time, another development I see is very important is the candidate from Bhopal constituency, Sadhvi Pragya Thakur. I think the strategy from BJP is that, one, having fielded her from Bhopal constituency, that too against a senior Congress politician Digvijay Singh, the whole rhetoric, the many say there's a polarizing speeches from the BJP leadership, national party leadership. I think this is going to be taken over by Saudi Prathya, and whereas the party president or prime minister or some of the senior ministers would probably relax, and they could focus on some of the development agenda, at least for the next 3 phases. That is one important thing I see. Other important element the last 1 week was the roadshow that was conducted in Varanasi when Prime Minister Modi filed nomination. The number that was, I mean, I'm sure these are all, BJP is known for their organizing capability. I think they've done their homework when they conduct this roadshow. But even then, the number that was there in Varanasi, if that's an indicator, I think the opposition has to take this note, take this the number that they've seen attended in Varanasi. I think that's a message to the opposition parties. It's not going to be an easy ride for the opposition Mahagathbandhan in UP. The third element I see, the international issue, the national security related Azhar Masood's conviction as international terrorist by UN organization. I think that is actually helping the sitting government, because today, whether we like it or not, I think probably in the last few decades, national security and external affairs were not the pole. That was not they were not the themes. People were so much worried and voted on. But I think I have a slight different opinion from the all other psephologies. I think this time national security is going to play, if not a majority, role, but I think it's going to play a significant role in election outcome. That way, I think the India could claim, or the government could claim, that their diplomatic initiatives at the international level met with success, and all credit goes to I think Modi. That is a message here, because people are voting for Modi, not for BJP or government as such. So Modi could take claim, and I think that will also contribute to more polling. Poll percent. More voters polling for Modi government. The other one, in the first three phases, we don't find any significant change in the the poll percentage compared to the poll percentage that we seen last time. So almost like a same plus or minus 2% in all the phases. But I think I expect in the last two phases, where Western UP is getting into going to polls, and Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, one phase is still there. So probably you could expect more poll percentage in these coming phases. If that happens, probably the national average of the poll will be higher than what we recorded last time. So there comes the issue of what is the contribution of women and certain communities participating in the electoral process. And it's too difficult to predict what is their take, because some of the schemes by the government earlier, I think that were aiming at women, and women, how do they respond to during the election time about on Modi's government, is yet to see. We have to wait and watch till May 23rd morning. The Rahul Gandhi on the other side, I think, I don't know whether I get a feel like he's little defensive these days. Whereas Modi, after fourth phase, he said in some of the speeches he made during the campaign, he now says that I'm very sure, I'm very confident, and we are going to win the elections. So that gives a message out to the electorate. So I think in a scenario like this, when a senior leader claims, of course, there is a silent way for Modi. So when he claims that by end of fourth phase, I'm confident I'm going to win the election, I think in elections in the past, the trend is that when somebody claims like that, or when any coalition claims like that, the last phases, there is always a possibility that the voters will go and vote for that particular coalition that claims victory. So there is a chance here. The other element is the old Mahagathbandhan, even though they were silent in the last few weeks, two remarks. One, Akhilesh Yadav said Congress is not fighting UP for 2019, but is fighting for 2022 UP Assembly elections. I don't think that has gone well with the Congress leadership. And also, it actually shows that they are not on the same boat, both the Congress and the Mahagathbandhan. The other one is the remark by Sharad Pawar. He actually chided Rahul Gandhi. He said there are better prime ministerial candidates. That also shows that there is, the relationship is not so smooth as we expect. And when somebody like Sharad Pawar, a person of seniority and of national stature, when he comments like that, I think it is a national message that actually probably dent some chances of Congress in some of the constituencies in the country, across the country. The last point I want to make is when Mayawati said Dimple Yadav is my Bahu, right? The old coalition is like, it's not like X plus Y equal to Z. It is all about transfer of votes between the parties among the coalition partners. Mayawati went to Mulayam Singh's constituency, went to Akhilesh constituency, went to Dimple Yadav's constituency, and even she said the kind of respect I get from Akhilesh, probably something that I really respect, and she actually asked all her party workers to work for the victory of these candidates. That probably is a kind of very positive message gone out from her side. I'm sure the SP, BSP are going to gain from this thing. But this is the trend, but I think next 2 weeks would be very crucial, because I think even though Modi claimed he is sure to win this election, we need to see how much, because more seats are there, and they can't afford to lose many more seats because they had won most of the seats. The success rate is very high, was very high in the 2040 elections. So sensing the mood, I'm sure BJP and India will strategize for that. But I am not so sure how much what is the homework that opposition is doing to counter that. That will be a very decisive phase of this poll, and that I think that will determine the outcome of 2019 general elections.
So that was an interesting analysis that was being done, especially for the last. I think you summed up the last four phases of the elections, and with the three more phases to go, I think with several constituencies up in the fray, it will be an interesting contest between Prime Minister Modi and Mahagathbandhan, which is seeming to be disunited right now. Thank you.